Hello and welcome to
The Real Estate Beat.
Oh, goodness sakes. With Amy Atkins
and Mike Meena.
Wow, that was quite an intro. Hey, you know what? We've got some good information today. We're going to talk about something that you came up with, which is the true cost of homeownership. And I'm just going to preface that with, a lot of people think if they are renting, let's say at $3,000 or $3,500, then they go to buy that house that they want that's maybe $800,000, and the payment's in the $4,000 range, and they go, well, wait a minute, I'm going to be spending more money. Explain what the true cost is.
Well, true cost is basically breaking down the mortgage. So let's say you buy an $800,000 house with 10% down. You're paying $5,400 plus or minus at today's rates. If you got a 30-year fixed, not 2-1 buy down, but if you did a 30-year fixed mortgage, if you put 20% down, you're plus or minus $4,800 a month. So what is the true cost? The true cost is taking out the numbers that you will get a tax deduction for, adding back appreciation, and then looking at the amount of principal that you pay down every month, and using those, extracting those backwards and saying, this is truly what the house is costing you. Because truly, is it a cost to pay principal down? No. Is it a cost to get an interest deduction and get a refund from the IRS? No. Is it a cost when your house appreciates X amount of dollars? No. So if we took that, say, 10% down, $5,400 payment, you're paying off about $760 in principal every month. Mm-hmm. You're going to get an interest deduction of about $840 a month. So those two add up to about $1,600 a month. And your appreciation is going to be another plus or minus $2,600 a month at a 4% rate. So now if we add those three together, that's $4,200. If my payment's $54 minus 42, Amy, you do the math. How much is that? Like $1,200, you think?
Yeah, somewhere in that range. But I mean, I think it's really difficult for people to understand. Well, wait a minute, owning this home is really only truly costing me $1,200, $1,300 a month.
Correct. It's costing you $1,200 big picture. But Some people are putting money in their 401k. Some people are, have a little extra cash. They can go buy purses and cars and boats and stuff like that. But if they just buy a mortgage, stop renting, now you're going to go ahead and you're going to buckle down. Now, what's that $5,400 really? The only thing you're going to get back is that tax write-off. So that $10,000 plus or minus tax write-off that you're going to receive tax refund from the $40,000 plus or minus in interest that you pay on that mortgage is what you're going to get back. So that equates to that $840 plus or minus dollars per month. Now, of course, check with your accountant on these kinds of fun things. But so if you look at that $400 minus the $840, so you're plus or minus $4,600 on that payment with 10% down. So I don't hate it still, because $4,600 versus $3,500. Okay, you're renting for $35,000. You're buying for $46,000, and we know property values go up generally 5.6% per year over the last 50 plus years. So where are we? Well, that's a decision.
The average person does not understand that, because all they think is, what am I spending every month?
Right.
So I'm spending $35,000. Why do I want to go up to $45,000 or $50,000, whatever it is? And what you're doing is you're explaining how it's a cost. Yes, you have that initial outlaying of money, but what you're getting back benefit-wise with all the write-offs and the appreciation and paying off principal. And they don't teach you this in school, and probably mom and dad don't tell you this growing up, and most loan officers don't tell you this because they don't know.
Right.
So that's why. Can anyone call you or put something like that in front of you, and will you explain that to them?
Well, when I talk to a client on the phone, the last thing I do every night is send out applications and everything like that, and then I send the detailed email, because I think it's super important. The email explaining what their interest write-off is, what the amount of principal is, and what the true cost of buying a home is. Because to me, you got to know what you're getting inside of that. I mean, it's reading the fine print of the transaction that you're about to get into. And when they see that, I had a client yesterday I was talking to on the phone, and I said, yeah, you're going to get an interest deduction of X amount on the loan. And he's like, oh my God, no one's ever told me that before, and I've been pre-approved by 3 different lenders. Well, no crap. They don't tell you that because either they don't know or they don't care. All they care about is, here's my rate, take it or leave it, blah, 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 blah. I need to close a certain amount of loans to make a living, and that's it. But they're not looking at you. They need to look at that client and say, hey, this is what it is. This is how you're going to get into that. And the people that waited a year ago and they were paying way more principal at a 3% rate than you are at a plus or minus 6% rate, those people were paying way more. They won't get the huge write-off. But again, this is still where you want to be. This is what you want to do. You want to buy long-term. You don't want to rent long-term.
That's correct. And as we see, rates have come down. They've come down recently. And as they continue to come down, we're going to see prices start to go up again. So your true cost again is going to be lower now than it will be in the future.
Yeah.
Correct?
I mean, it was, well, before it was lower as a true cost, and the lower the rates go, obviously the true cost gets better.
Yeah.
So, because the lower your payment is, and that's the big beef eater up there. I mean, if you were doing 20% down, for instance, your true cost is like $800 a month. All we have to do is budget to get there. A lot of people are making plenty of money to afford these payments, but it's about, oh, I've got 2 car payments, they're $3,000 a month, I've got this, I've got that, blah, 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 blah. I got to buy my wife a purse a week. I don't know. Or shoes, you know,
Well, let me
I don't
ask you.
know.
So, if for our real estate friends out there that are watching, and we've got a lot of people that watch, and thank you.
Thank you.
If they have a client, okay, that could benefit from you actually, because I've seen you do it. You actually put the true cost in writing, where
Yes.
you've got the price, you've got, and where you've got appreciation, buying down the principal, and you put it in writing, and then at the very end you put the actual true cost.
Yeah,
Will you provide that to them?
absolutely, 100% of the time.
Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? So good information, Mike.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I don't know how to add.
Clearly you do. Again, thanks for watching, guys. This is really good information. Share it. The true cost is so valuable to know. There's also other information from the blogs and everything that you've written on MikeMeena.com. So that's another place people can
Yeah.
go and check out some good information that
Right.
you've provided. And thanks again for watching the show. Have a great rest of the week.
Peace out.